It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Today, we are at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. And Phil, for as many times as we've come here, I don't think I've ever climbed this high up behind the theater to see this beautiful space.
Well, I tell you what, I've never been here before, but nothing beats being outside during COVID and being in the bush. Well, kind of in the bush, but not quite in the bush. Brings back some old memories back in the day in 70s, early 80s, up in Fox Hill down out east. Yeah,
I don't know. That 70s and 80s. See, I was putting with the bush. And then he said 70s and 80s. It's like, came in the late 80s, so I don't really recall that. But I do like the space that they've created up here. It is a reminder of like down home, right?
Down home.
You see these special artifacts that they've created, these pathways, our bush medicines, and
the trees. I see a starprint tree over there. I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
Wow. Yeah, and so it really is beautiful here at the Art Gallery. Our goal today is to bring you this beauty, take it into your homes, and then hopefully invite you to come on out and enjoy some socially distanced art as much as possible.
Especially during Easter, eh? Easter's coming up. They've got a lot of things planned for your family, for the kids. This will be the place to be.
Definitely. And so we're looking forward to today's show. We're going to give you some more of those details. And I'm also going to be talking with some people who aren't necessarily related to art, but who certainly could benefit from enjoying this space.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, Island Buzz, right? That's another segment that we're going to be talking about today. Island Buzz, we're going to be featuring islands of the Bahamas all month long. And the first one we're starting out with is the Berry Islands.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, the Berry Islands.
You ever been to the Berries?
I have, and I say this every time I go to any island. This is the most beautiful place I have ever been.
Listen, and I went to the Berries a couple of years ago. I was a graduation speaker for their high school. And Phil, we went afterward to this lunch on this beautiful house overlooking like the ocean, and there was a cliff, and I was just like, this is amazing. So looking forward to learning more about the Berry Islands today and continuing that segment as we go along. A couple of weeks ago, Phil and I talked to you about Doctors Hospital, and they were doing something with STEM and kids. And so we're going to be featuring that segment today as well. And then I also get to chat with two phenomenal women. Been chatting with the women this month, and I continue that today. Gina Rogers-Seeley and Marion Bethel. They're going to be talking about an upcoming documentary they're doing called Strength of a Woman. Love it. And of course, it focuses on the struggle for gender equality here in the Bahamas, and it was actually filmed right here at the National Art Gallery.
Well, I submit there's nothing stronger in this world than the strength of a woman. I yield, and I'm not just trying to get points, but it's the truth.
Indeed. Well, listen, we've got so much ahead for you, so we hope that you'll stay with us. Before we get to any of it, we're going to take a first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, sir, and good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather at sunrise. Persistent high-pressure ridge continues to support breezy but very warm conditions across the islands. Today, nice day in store weather-wise, mostly sunny, warm but breezy, and then a chance of a couple of showers, high time reaching 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, you can expect some patchy clouds on the mild side, low temperature going down to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 81 and 75. In Jamaica, 81 and 69. In Trinidad, 81 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 71. Across North America, Atlanta, 69 and 47. In Raleigh, 67 and 46. In Miami, 84 and 69. Dallas, Texas, 74 and 53. And Toronto, Canada, 40 and 30. As you go through the week, nice week in store weather-wise. Mostly sunny skies, slight chance of a couple of showers, still breezy. The temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s, at nighttime in the lower 70s. That puts wrapping your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, Easter is this coming weekend, and if you've been cooped up since COVID-19, especially if you've been cooped up with those kids since COVID-19, you know how important it is to start to get outside again and to see and do new and exciting things. So it's time to grab the family and come down here to the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas so that you can enjoy some very exciting events. I'm so happy to talk with two of these outstanding women today about these events that they've put together for you and your family to enjoy. Happy to welcome Marissa Malone, Mixed Media Store Manager and the Accountant here at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and Katrina Cartwright, who's the Education and Outreach Manager for NAGB. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you.
A pleasure to have you both with us, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to talk about. It's just been such a beautiful day, these beautiful spaces everywhere, and I'm sure that's what we're going to get when we come to you guys on Easter as well. Marissa, I'll get started with you. What is the Easter Curbside Pop-Up?
Okay, so we're just inviting everyone to come to an outdoor curbside pop-up market. It's going to have Bahamian artists and creative entrepreneurs, a wide variety of things for sale. We are also additionally having Caribbean wines and spirits, so there will be a wine tasting which we can all celebrate with. And for those that don't drink, they're going to have all their line of Dasani sparkling flavored waters. So, and we have a food truck coming, so we have like a chance to come and shop, have a little something to eat, have a little wine or sparkling water. It's going to be a really fun event.
Excellent, excellent. Now you said some artisans would be there. And so I know like when I like to, walk around and stroll and drink my wine, sometimes there might be things that I want to see or to purchase. Will these artisans be the types of artisans that sell products that are related to art?
Yes. Everyone is selling. That's what they're there for. So it's, like I said, they're all Bahamian, and it's a wide range from jewelry to straw work to ceramics, to all natural scrubs and candles, bags, apparel. We have a wide range, and I would recommend that people go to our Facebook page. Under the event, on the discussion, we have listed all of the artisans and what they're going to be selling.
Okay, awesome. So we can go right to Facebook, National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, look for the event, which is called the Easter Curbside Pop-Up, and right there we can find a full list of who's going to be here.
Yes, and it's on Friday the 2nd of April.
On Friday the 2nd of April. All right, and so people should bring cash then to make sure that they can do transactions?
Yes, I would suggest that because it has nothing to do with us, so the individual vendors and artisans will have to be able to facilitate payments, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. So that happens on Friday. You guys start at 2 p.m.
We start at 11,
At
we're going
11.
till 5. We're hoping that we can get people before church, after church, whatever, since it is Good Friday. So it's from 11 to 5.
11 to 5 this coming Friday. That sounds incredibly exciting. And then you guys are also doing something else. In addition to Friday, tell us more about the Easter Arternoon. I love that, Easter Arternoon event.
So the Easter Arternoon starts at 11:30 and it goes until 4, and we have been having Arternoons for at least 10 years.
Okay.
So we tend to have them at Easter and Christmas, and they're holiday themed fun. Our Easter Arternoon has always been very popular. So in the past, before COVID, we'd have about 80 kids here on property, running around, looking for eggs, getting prizes, participating in an art activity, taking photos in a photo booth. Of course, this year we had to scale it back significantly so that we could adhere to our COVID safety protocols. So we have limited the number of children who can participate to 25, and they must be accompanied by a parent. So we want each child to have their own home bubble coming with them. And what we're going to do is we'll have our art activity, we'll have an Easter egg, we'll have our photo booth with an Easter egg, an Easter bunny, complete costume. And we're also going to have a story time with Princess Pratt as well. And we're going to have a food truck. And we'll just be dispersing people around the property. We will be having 10-minute intervals for 5 kids at a time to go and do their Easter egg hunt. And there will be prizes. So it's different, but what we felt it was really important after last year, because we had to cancel the entire thing last year, we felt it was really important to do this. And while we did our Christmas Arternoon online on Facebook in December, and that was well received, we realized that people just really want to get out the house. Virtual fatigue is real.
very real. As a parent of two, I can tell you, we want to come outside. So that sounds pretty exciting. But do people need to register then if it's going to be limited numbers?
Yes, so you have to register and pay in advance. So it's literally the first 25 people to register and pay will be the 25 that we take. After that, it's closed. So it's not enough just to register and say, I saved my spot. You have to register and pay.
So what is that process? Do you come online to do that, and do you pay online as well?
Well, unfortunately, not yet.
Okay.
We're getting there. So you do register online, so you can go to our website, nagb.org.bs, and go to our events section where we have the Easter Afternoon. The link is there. You can also go to Facebook or Instagram, and the link there will take you to to registration as well. And once you've registered, then we'll get in touch with you and say, okay, we got your registration, now you need to come in and pay. And you would have to pay at the Mixed Media store with Marisa and Maddie, our store associate, and then you'd be done.
Okay.
So it's one small step in that you have to get here a little earlier, but it's pretty straightforward, and it's $12 per child, and that covers all the activities, the Easter egg hunt, the prizes. The only thing it does not cover is food.
Now, I know my viewers, and the minute they hear this, they're going to want to go ahead and register, right? So which day does this actual event take place?
It's happening on the 3rd.
On the 3rd.
So
okay.
Good Friday, and then Easter Saturday. So perfect time for Easter Afternoon.
Okay, perfect time for an Easter Afternoon. You guys remember that you have to get there and register. They can only take 25 kids for this event, but it's okay, because remember, if you come on Friday, we get to do a bit more people in because it'll be curbside. So make sure that you go ahead and you register for these two events. There's one more thing that's happening. It's called the Intra-Island Traveling Exhibition. Katrina, could you tell me a bit about that before we go?
Yes, the Inter-Island Traveling Exhibition was conceived, I'm going to say about 5 years ago. And really what that came about because we realized that as a national institution, we need to actually be national, even though our building is physically here in Nassau. So we were trying to figure out, how do we take the national collection? This is the artwork that the NAGB cares for, that the entire country owns. How do we take that to the Family Islands? How do we make sure our Family Island audience is getting at least some of the things that our Nassau audience is getting? So what we do every 2 years is our curatorial department and our education department work together to conceive an exhibition based on themes that are relatable to people on the Family Islands and that we can use just the national collection for. And we take that, we select works, and we take that to the island along with a lot of our programming we do here. So school workshops, we go and we do school visits, we take catalogs and other material to give to the schools, we have community workshops, we have an exhibition opening, we take our mural program there, so we have a mural that we work with community on as well. We also have a community workshop, a sip and paint as well. So to date we have been to Grand Bahama, Abaco, you have to count, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, Eleuthera, Andros, and Long Island.
Awesome.
And it's quite a feat, and we could not do it without community partners. So a huge part of this is us getting in touch with people on the ground on the islands we're going to, so that they can really help us to infiltrate a bit, because they are the ones who would know what's the best, how to approach the community in the most impactful way. And we don't, and depending on the island we're going to, we don't always take all of the programs. We take the ones that fit. So because of COVID, we weren't able to travel. It was really funny because when we went into our lockdowns, our team had just come from Eleuthera.
Wow.
And we had to leave the artwork there, and it only was supposed to be there for a month, but we had to leave it there for 3 months because we couldn't go and take it down.
Right.
And so at the end of last year, we were like, well, how do we still do this and take it to the Family Island? So we took the entire thing into a virtual platform.
Excellent.
So the first time we did was Abaco.
Okay.
We actually set up one of the galleries with all of the artwork. Wow. So the exhibition that's up now is called From Time, Water Has a Perfect Memory.
Okay.
And got somebody to come in and do a 3D video.
Awesome.
So we could have a...
So is that still accessible for people?
It's going to be, so we took that down because now we actually took a different approach.
Okay.
And we are taking the virtual exhibition to the entire all of the Family Islands. So anybody in the Family Islands can contact us through our portal, and that's going to be launched officially on Thursday of this week. And book tours for their schools, and we've reached out to the smaller islands that have a population of 900 or less that we would normally not be able to go to physically, and we are having virtual workshops with them. So we're working with teachers and sending art supplies to them and having it set up where we can actually like have a projector, and it's actually live. Virtually working with them, and the kids are going to be working with us.
Wow.
And to date, we have reached out to Anagua, the Berry Islands, Acklins, Crooked Island, and I think we're trying to get to Salvador.
That's awesome. I want to congratulate you, ladies. It looks like so many things are happening here, even in this COVID space, and art is such a relief and such a joy, and it just brings so much happiness and peace in so many ways, and tell stories. And so to be able to get people to come into the gallery this Friday and this Saturday through these events, and then to take this art to the world, you guys are amazing, and we thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Well,
Thank you. Yes, thank you for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties. Whatever they may be, we equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Doctors Hospital is proud to introduce the Loyalty Advantage Membership Program, or LAMP. LAMP offers medical service discounts to new and existing Doctors Hospital patients. With membership starting as low as $20 per month, LAMP benefits include fee waivers for insured patients, discounts on inpatient and outpatient services, access to free imaging services, and much more. For a full list of benefits or to sign up for LAMP, visit doctorshops.com/LAMP. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. The Berry Islands are here. Of course, they are a cluster of keys located some 60 kilometers north of Nassau, 10-15 minutes away, and of course, totals no more than 12 square miles of landmass. There's a lot we need to learn about the Berry Islands. So here to tell us is Chief Counselor, the mayor himself, Mr. Lawrence Roll. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
I know I'm being a little mischievous this morning, but you guys are gonna have to sort that out on the other end. But listen, it's good to have you here on the show. But you know, so many things have happened over the last year or so. To me, the Berries still, you know, I mean, probably the most beautiful, and I'll say that for the purposes of this interview, the most beautiful place in the Bahamas. But tell us a little bit about the developments in the Berry Islands before COVID occurred.
Well, before COVID, it was always just construction going on. And then we have the Keys, which is located about 5 miles north. We have Coco Key, which is run by Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And then we have Great Star Key, which is run by Norwegian Cruise Line. And those two cruise lines basically keep the island going for years and years. I think Royal Caribbean has been here I think Norwegian was here for some 30 years, 30 plus years. So they've been keeping the island going a long time. And just before the COVID, about 2 years ago, those keys did major upgrade. Coco Key did a Disney style thing where they have water park and all that stuff. They spent some 500 million, and then Great Star Key did the same. They upgrade with zip lines and amusement park and all that stuff. So those two islands those two keys actually keep the Berry Islands going. And then we had people coming in from other islands. So we had good employment going on just before this COVID thing came. So,
yeah, and centered all around tourism, right? I would imagine, right?
Exactly. And then we have a lot of second homeowners that have homes here in the Berries. I think next Harbor Island, I think we are the next per capita for millionaires in the Bahamas, actually.
Oh wow!
So we have big shots in the Berries.
No doubt. And I'm definitely talking with one of them. But listen, so COVID came. The world wasn't prepared. I mean, none of us can say that we've ever seen anything like this before. And given the dependency almost on tourism for the country and also the Berry Islands. What has been the biggest effects since March of 2020, and how are things today?
Well, since then, since the COVID thing came along,
You started to hold your head already.
Yeah, listen, it's been rough because I'm actually, I own a business myself, so I could tell you it's been rough. Like you said, the world wasn't even prepared for this, so imagine us, and you know, it was just a shot in the arm, and everything just went down with basically now the keys are closed down. They have skeleton crews, or you can see the cruise ship just parked, or they're lying off miles and miles. You know, they're sitting out there. So the COVID has really put a dent in our and everything, I should say. So, but on the mainland, construction is still going. You still have people working construction, but like I said, the Keys was basically a tourism attraction with jet skis and straw vendors and stuff. So you had a lot of folks from the mainland going down to those keys to make their living, you know. And like I say, for the last 30 years, it's been keeping our economy actually up to 100%. So we were doing pretty well. And I was telling one of your persons yesterday who spoke to me on the phone, the Berry Islands actually is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. So let's don't put Inagua in that right now.
But tell you what, that'll change here pretty quickly on Bahamas at sunrise. But it's good to hear that there is some, well, you know, construction is always a good indicator that things are turning around. It tells that there's some activity that's happening within an economy. I know that you guys had some new projects. I think you started to touch on some of them, including the community center, if I recall, and then the upgrade of the Great Harbor Key Airport. Are those things still ongoing?
Yeah, actually, we had the Deputy Prime Minister, who is the Minister of Works, and the Prime Minister was here 2 weeks ago, and they came down with a contingent to look at the airport. It's almost completed. Some adjustments need to be made, but we have a state-of-the-art airport coming on stream, so it should be in a couple of months. We should have a nice, comfortable, beautiful airport terminal. And then they did some work to the runway and the shoulder. It's a whole. If you've been to the Berry Islands before and you come back now, the only thing is that whole building is going to be gone in a few weeks. So you will have to probably get a tour guide to take you from the airport. It looked completely different. And then the road, they're looking at the roads because we have some road work to be done. So we're going to do an upgrade to the road and also the government dock. And the community center is basically was a donation by Royal Caribbean. So they did a state-of-the-art community center for us. Keep hearing me talking about state-of-the-art, right? So that's exactly what we got, the state-of-the-art. So everything is, you know, we making it, man. We, you know, holding on. Yeah.
How has the community been holding on? In particular, you know, the pulse of any nation, any neighborhood, any community, the young people. I mean, you know, how are the students doing? How have the schools been faring over the last 12 months? You know, we've had the Department of Education, Ministry of Education on the show quite a number of times, and you know, Zoom and you know, virtual learning is the order of the day. How has it been in the Berries?
Well, it's actually the same thing here. A lot of the kids do Zoom schooling and stuff like that. They were utilizing the community center also because of the distance. You know, the principal was able to use the community center for exams and other stuff. And then some of the time, most of the kids were out of school and just doing virtual learning for most of the time. But it's been pretty good. Not like Nassau, I guess, but I guess we're making it.
Yeah, no doubt. Nassau has its challenges as well. But what are the opportunities? What I mean, you know, what are the job opportunities today for the Berry Islands? What are people looking towards doing? Whether it's, you know, some traditional things that you're revisiting, or maybe some new opportunities.
Well, basically, it's just actually, I guess, depending on the government now, the government job here, even with the local council. We try to keep most of the young people employed. You know, we have little side jobs that they could do, little contracts and stuff like that. And then you have, like I say, construction still going strong. And then people do little boating and all that stuff like that. So it's been, you know, we're keeping our head above water.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. So listen, you might be surrounded by some of the other chiefs there, but what's the one thing for people who are watching this, you know, throughout the country? What's the one thing that everybody should know about the Berry Islands?
Well, the Berry Islands, like you said at your introduction, is only like 15 minutes drive by plane from Nassau. And a lot of people, I come to Nassau just about every week for the last 35 years. And people always ask me, where's the Berry Islands? And I'd be like, what do you mean, where's the Berry Islands? I know we're not a part of Andros, and we're not a part of Bimini.
Right.
We are an island all by ourselves. We are a part of the district with North Andros, and Bimini is a separate island. So we're not a part of Bimini, and we're not a part of Andros. We're Berry Island all by ourselves. Yeah. Sitting out here, the second smallest island in the Bahamas, according to my map when I was in school. Yeah. And we have a population of about 800 or so, 850. And then, like I said, the winter residents, they come and that bring our population up to about 1,000 because we have a lot of them come now and then. So yeah, the Berry Islands is basically, like you said, one of the most beautiful island in the Bahamas, if I have to say so.
You can say so as often as you want and as loudly as you can. Thank you so much, Chief Counselor. The mayor himself of the Berry Islands, Mr. Lawrence Roll, are going to start a little fight over there, but he can handle that.
Well, I have with me my Deputy Chief Counselor, Alec Brennan. He just say hi.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning.
Deputy Mayor.
That's it.
A pleasure meeting you, sir.
All right, a pleasure to meet you too.
Yes, excellent stuff, excellent stuff.
And also I have with me the acting island administrator, Mr. Brian Williams. I'll let him come on screen and say hi also, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I want to just affirm everything that Chief Counselor Roll would have said, that Berry Islands is indeed the best kept secret in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But I also want to commend the council for the work that they are doing here in the Berry Islands, because they play a very important role in the life of the Berry Islands. In the absence of some of the government departments, they are called upon to assist, and they would have done so willingly when requested. I want to recognize some of the former council members who would have served over the years. These persons such as Mr. David Dean, Mr. Cleveland Ramsey, Mrs. Christine Sanders, Mr. Kevin Wallace, Mr. Henry Lee Butler, Mr. Gary Grant, Ms. Vernita Roll, Mr. Norman Bastian, Mr. Elon Roll, Mr. Cardinal Roll, and of course, the current chief counselor who would have served before and who is serving again. And I want to apologize if I missed anyone, but these persons should be commended for the excellent job that they would have done and that the current council is doing in the Berry Islands. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. I tell you, whenever somebody jumps on with a suit and tie, you know business is picked up.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all of those persons that would have been mentioned. We know it's a team effort over there. You mentioned 200 persons. Who knows, after this segment of Bahamas at Sunrise, you might have some more of us hopping on that 15-minute plane ride to get there.
Yeah, man. We welcome you anytime.
All right. Good. Thank you so much. Chief Counselor Lawrence Roll, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've just been to the Berry Islands. We'll be right back.
At Cutest, we put your baby's health and happiness first. We are an online baby boutique based in Nassau. We have searched far and wide to provide you with unique products and exquisite gifts that will please modern parents looking for all natural, safe, and unique alternatives to what can be found locally. Quantities are limited, so don't delay. You've come to the right place. Visit us at cutest.com. We'll be waiting on you.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Thanks for staying with us on Bahamas at Sunrise. So many of the beautiful art pieces here are brought to you by young people. It's good to see our young people shine, and we saw them do that recently through that Doctors Hospital STEM program that they had specifically for young people. Our Makala Allen brings you the second installment of that now.
The purpose of the presentation today, I think it was the Doctors Hospital and the Bridge to the Future student organization that they have, and it was to give students an introduction to CPR, first aid, and different things that can happen that would require the presence of a first responder. These include the Heimlich maneuver, what to do if somebody's choking, cardiac arrest, what to do if you see somebody having a seizure, and other small little things that can happen on an everyday basis and that are life-threatening, but the course of these things can change dramatically if somebody intervenes right away. We took them to the activities where we taught them what would they do when they saw somebody become unresponsive. You should, first thing you want to do is call for help, make sure the scene is safe, make sure the scene is okay. After you do these things, we taught them how to check for a pulse. We taught them how to adequately deliver chest compressions, how to give rescue breaths. We taught them how to put patients on their sides if they have seizures. We taught them how to clear the airway if a baby is choking. We taught them how to give back thrusts, chest compressions to breath ratios. We taught them, or we introduced them to the concept of the AED. From an emergency room standpoint, lots of time, most times things can be different if somebody had intervened immediately. For example, if a baby is to choke and somebody's able to give back thrust right away, if an adult is to have, or we're to witness a cardiac arrest and we're able to start first responder CPR right away, their chances of survival is exponentially higher if we intervene. So knowing these things, and also we live in a world where persons are gripped by fear. If you have an introduction to these things, that fear, it's not so significant anymore, and we're able to actually intervene. We're able to actually get hands on. It does not look so foreign, and ultimately we're able to increase survival rates for persons who are to have any one of these life-threatening events. So I think it's very important. I wish so many more people would get involved. I wish that we could have so many more persons certified, and I hope, my biggest hope is that today these students leave, and that if they are to encounter any one of these events, they're able to jump in and help save a life.
Today I thought it would be very interesting to get to learn about CPR and the fitting. I did CPR training before, but with the fitting I thought it would be cool to see how they in the field, like when nobody's there, how would it help me to know if I'm there and somebody's in need, how I would help?
Well, my biggest takeaway would obviously be saving lives. It's always good to know how you can save a life, especially when you want to become a doctor. So I think that was my biggest takeaway, learning how to help people that can't help themselves.
Today, in the event, I take away that it's good to always help people, and that teamwork comes handy in this industry and this career path, and it gave me a feel of what it is that I really want to do, and that I can always save a life no matter where I am.
My biggest takeaway from today's presentation is it is always good to know CPR, even if you don't want to do like medical work or what's not. It's always good for someone to know, because you never know what can happen, and it can always save a life.
Today has inspired me because I am very interested in the medical field. So it kind of launched me into the future, like knowing what it's going to be like when I get to college and doing all these things. And it was really interesting for me.
It inspired me by giving me a physical feel of what it's like to work inside of the hospital and going through emergency processes.
Today has inspired me to continue to try open up myself to different courses and opportunities so that I can be prepared when it's time to go to college and really get into my field.
I wanted to participate because this virus is new to us. This is new to our country and the world, so learning more about it as the information came in would educate me so that I can educate others that may not know.
I wanted to participate in this program because I never really had any experience in any medical work of that sort, but I know that's what I want to do. So I was really excited to get an opportunity at working in more field work and learning from other doctors what steps I could take in that direction.
The COVID-19 pandemic demands the most modern techniques and highest standards of sanitizing to ensure the safety of schools, businesses, churches, and of the ones we love. Treeline Divine Professional Sanitizers offers state-of-the-art electrostatic technology, providing maximum efficiency and coverage to protect your environment and preserve your health against mold and 99% of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. With pricing to match your budget and standards to meet your highest expectations, we invite you to contact us for a free analysis of your weekly, monthly, or single-use needs. COVID-19's impact is strong, but our commitment to restoring your safety is even stronger. Treeline Divine Sanitizing. Spread confidence.
Well, thank you for staying with us. We're at the halfway point of what has really been a beautiful show so far.
Beautiful show, loving this view. Hope is indeed a weapon. And if you're doing it right, it leads to faith, right? But you're going to start preaching it in. Okay, we're not going to do that. But obviously, we're excited to be here at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. Bahamas at sunrise.
Indeed, indeed we are. And you know, we've got so much more to come. It's been a great morning just seeing all that there is to see here. Yeah. We've got more to come in the second half. I'm really excited because Gina Rogers Seeley and Marion Bethel actually filmed a new documentary feature, Strength of a Woman, the struggle for gender equality in the Bahamas, and they did it right here at the National Art Gallery. So I'm looking forward to a conversation with them about that and just more to come in this half of the show.
Yeah, we're going to go inside and just see more of the features of the exhibitions here at the Art Gallery. So much color, so much life, so much vibrancy.
I feel like, you know what I feel like, Phil?
Yeah.
So you did that, you described the art.
Yeah.
But life, color, vibrancy, that's Godfrey Burnside too, Phil?
That's Godfrey Burnside.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. So
and that's the shirt. I forgot to say it at the beginning of the show, but that's also this shirt.
Yeah, look at the little sleeves, man. he was the art today. He was trying to keep up with you, Godfrey. Here's Godfrey with our second look at weather.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Stan. Good morning, Bahamas. Your second look at weather at sunrise. That persistent high-pressure ridge continues to support breezy but warm conditions. In your marine forecast, winds today east to southeast at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet all areas. On Tuesday, east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. So we do have a small cross caution across the islands. On Wednesday, continue east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 8:58 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 3:12 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 9:24. Sunset 7:23 this evening. Rises tomorrow at 7:03. UV index 9. Your water temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase full moon. Extended look. Mostly sunny skies. Breezy. Slight chance a couple of showers. Still on the warm side, though temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s, at nighttime in the lower 70s. That puts wrapping your fun look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Medicine and memory, inherit the earth, plastic warriors. This is some of just the great stuff you'll see here at the National Art Gallery. We are on the inside now. We're in one of the exhibits. We have the Communications and Development Manager of the gallery, Diana Sands, joining us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Or should we say, we're so glad to be here.
Well, thank you for coming.
You can always feel the energy. It's just amazing to get into this space, right? Get into the space of creatives, of art, of color. And we talk about the energy. It's just a different feeling when we begin to put all of this together in this wonderful ecosystem of delight. That's kind of what I call it. But tell us a little bit about what's going on now at the art gallery, what people can expect. How does it all work when we talk about being on this campus?
Well, we have so many things going on, but we're in the space of the permanent exhibition. Okay. This show is hung for a year, and you can actually see a version of it online as well. You know, we have quite a bit of information online. We created a COVID-19 resource page. So we have activities for kids during the lockdown. We had quite a bit of educational activities. You could take virtual museum tours, in addition to now the public space now that's open. So Medicine and Memory is based on the idea, well, the historical record truly, that the first African hospital, the site was somewhere on our campus, on the property. And so this show speaks to, you know, the importance of bush medicine versus conventional medical medicine, and how we care for ourselves, you know, and how that reflects on our identity. So it's a beautiful exhibition curated by Natalie Willis. She did an excellent job here.
Well, I can see it, I mean, all around. How many exhibitions are currently stationed?
Well, actually, normally we would have had other exhibitions, but the Pulse show ended on Sunday, and so that's now closed and being deinstalled. But we're excited because we're preparing for Lynn Parati's upcoming show. If you know anything about Lynn, she's a Bahamian artist. She's based out of London, and her work is centered on, you know, climate change, protecting the earth, coral bleaching, the importance of taking care of the planet for future generations. And the work is just so profound. It's very moving. I enjoyed, you know, working with her, and the entire team. We certainly did too. Additionally, we have another show to be curated by Natalie Willis, well, and she is based on, it's called Floating Rib, and it is based on Black women and the hard work and the impact that they have in society and the challenges that they face too. And so I'm looking forward, and we're very proud of the work that's coming out. We have so many talented Bahamians and artists producing work. You can see just from, you know, just from around, the beauty, the technique, the talent. It's just here.
I mean, it's on full display here. You know, I said it at the beginning in the introduction, you just get a different feeling, you know, almost, we were talking before the segment started, it's almost like a safe space. You know, it's a different vibe. You know, kids are, you know, trying to correct me on some of my slang terms here, but it's a different feeling when you come into this place. So when somebody comes to the National Art Gallery, what can they expect? I mean, walk us through from walking up those steps. You know, obviously we're in the historic Philadelphia.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
You have different floors. Obviously you've got the outside, we were out there earlier. You know, so what is it that when somebody comes to the National Art Gallery they can expect to see?
Well, one of the most exciting things is when you come to the museum, you don't have to pay as a Bahamian or local resident. So it's free. We also have free Wi-Fi around the property. So it's a great place for mental health. If you just need a break, or you want to go on a date that's cost effective, you know, or you just want to see something different or experience something different. We have persons who would rent the facility for weddings or to come and take photos. You can check out our website. We have so much information about those kinds of things here. Additionally, when you come in to the space, you'll feel how open and airy it is. It's not claustrophobic. We always are changing things. Just recently, Angelica Wallace Whitfield just updated her mural on the campus. It's beautiful. It's just, you know, it has flamingos and George Street. It's just very fun and cultural. It just feels good. It's a good place to reset. We also did a lot of work in upgrading our art park, so you can just take a walk up over the hill and just take in some of the beauty. We have works by Adrian Simonet, Antonius Roberts. It's just really powerful stuff, you know, that really centers you and helps you find peace.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about that centering. We've been kind of off kilter here for at least probably 24 months here in our country. You've gone through so many different, I want to call them disasters, whether it's natural or economic. After Dorian, I know you guys were pretty engaged and kind of, again, getting us back to this place of being at center. Yeah, tell us about the National Art Gallery's COVID-19 Relief Fund for Artists.
Absolutely. So our mandate is to educate, uplift, and inspire. That is something we take to heart. That's something we try to continue to find ways to expand upon. So understanding that so many artists were impacted by Hurricane Dorian, many people lost job opportunities, they lost work, they just in general, just were traumatized, really. And so we decided to do a fundraiser, and this fundraiser allows persons who apply for a one-time $500 grant. And you can just apply on our website. All of the information is there. There's just a COVID-19 Visual Artist Relief Fund tab. Just go to that on the www.nagb.org.bs. Yeah, so all of the information is there.
We spoke earlier too about screenings and theater performances and how does that all work and who's eligible? I mean, it's not just the creatives obviously that come here. There's so many different things you can do at the National Art Gallery, correct?
Absolutely. Well, our film series actually we have it once a month, where we have screenings in the amphitheater called Fiona's Theater, and it's an open space. You can socially distance, and the next one is on April 8th. And we will be screening Plastic Warriors by Lovato Stubbs, and it's an excellent show, an excellent viewing experience. So, it's free. So, I mean, you can pay for popcorn or, a soda, stuff like that, but it's a free family event.
All right. So over the next several weeks, obviously you're open. You're open for business, you're open for visitors, you're open for Bahamians especially. What's going to be the schedule like in the field? Even as we continue to kind of navigate our way through COVID, hopefully, we pray that there isn't another spike in obviously in infections, etc. But what's the scheduling agenda over the next several months here at the National Art Gallery?
Well, we plan to continue to add to our educational platform, and we plan to continue to support artists through challenges. We plan to continue to support each other and the communities in which we, where we are. Right now, I know my team members would have probably spoken to the ITE and the work that the education team is doing, reaching out to schools in Maguana. Previously it was Abaco and Eleuthera, Long Island, and so even though we can't physically be in every space, our website has become very important, and that's why we are really trying to engage and keep the information as current. So as we get new ideas, we just share them, and we just hope people would be more engaged and utilize this safe space that is here for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, one more time, give us that website. Of course, you're still doing the virtual tours, I would imagine. It's a great place to come and learn more about the National Art Gallery.
Yeah, so it's www.nagb.org.bs, and yeah, it's just, we're open on Tuesdays to Sundays, 10 to 5 on Tuesday to Saturdays, and 12 to 5 on Sundays.
And of course, people can always just pick up the phone, right?
And you can just call, you can just pop by, visit, have a chat. We have engaging staff who are here to talk and who are quite entertaining, by the way, and who would love to just show the place off, to show the place off to you. Yeah. So come, welcome.
All right, there you have it. Diana Sands, Communications and Development Manager at the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, at the National Art Gallery, it has been an amazingly beautiful day. We wanted to bring you another story, Strength of a Woman, a portrait of gender inequality in the Bahamas, is a new documentary heading your way this Independence Day. And the award-winning production team are here to talk with us this morning. Very happy to welcome Gina Rogers-Seeley, director, and Marion Bethel, producer. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
Good morning. Yes, an absolute joy to have you with us. So grateful that you guys could join us. Gina, tell me, what is the documentary about?
Well, first of all, let me preface this by saying that gender inequality exists everywhere. It's not exclusive to the Bahamas. But The Bahamas, the strength of a woman, a portrait of gender inequality in the Bahamas is the Bahamas' story. We take a close look at how it is affecting us in the Bahamas, starting with the Constitution, but we also explore gender-based violence, equal pay in the workplace. We take a look at marital rape, and we also take a look at how COVID has affected the working woman. Also, it's important to state that we don't only look at the situations that arise as a result of gender inequality. We also look at solutions and how we can move forward and rectify the situation.
I love to hear that, we look at the challenge, but we also look at what are the ways that we can get out of this, right? And the ways that we can actually move forward. So that's exciting to hear. And Marion, you have represented the Bahamas at CEDAW, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. From that lens alone, how real is the struggle for gender equality in the Bahamas?
Well, I think we need to rev up our responses to this whole issue of gender inequality. As Gina has said, our Constitution, which is the pinnacle of the architecture of our law, discriminates against women, and that needs to change. So, and law tends to set the norms and standards for society in some ways. So we really need to amend the Constitution to remove that discrimination. If we also look at the issue around representation in Parliament, we are 50% of the population, and we really need to have that equivalent representation in Parliament, in Cabinet, on public boards, in other sectors of public life. Women need to be represented equally in those ways. Gender-based violence is a major issue for all of us around the world. It increased during COVID, as you're aware. We really need some political will there. We need policies and programs that really look at this issue of gender-based violence and see how we can address it more coherently and comprehensively.
Yeah. Sometimes it just feels like there's so many things that we have to get on and to get moving with it. But I can't help but imagine that if we could get those numbers in Parliament, we may be well on our way. New Zealand recently passed a policy that allowed for women to actually get paid leave after a miscarriage, right? And this is the kind of legislation that would just never occur to men, right? But it happens when you have women in representation. And so I have to agree with you there that I think that's one of the first ways that we go about it. But in terms of the stories that we're going to see in this documentary, who were some of the women you interviewed, and what are some of the stories that came from them?
We have 6 very fascinating young women, and we do plan to interview 2 more. But the women we have include Alicia Wallace. Alicia is the executive director of Equality Bahamas. She's also the recipient of the 2015 or 2016, I want to think, Young Leaders Award from the Queen. So she's a big community activist, and she's doing extremely hard work in the trenches. We also have Erin Green. Erin is a human rights activist. She's also recently got her own radio show. We have Alexis DeMarco, who is the executive director of UTrans and the DeMarco organization. There's Gaynell Curry. Gaynell Curry has worked for the United Nations for some 30 years now. And in 2016, she took a leave of absence and came home, where she headed the Department of Gender and Family Affairs. What's important to point out with Ms. Curry is that she also left a 27-page document in place that describes the way forward for the Bahamas in terms of gender equality, how we move in the direction of attaining these goals. So that's very important. We also have Fran Dillet. Fran is a feminist who's been working in the trenches as a warrior for decades now. And Finally, we've got Marion. Marion is playing double duty here. Marion is also one of our interviewees for her role that she's played in, or as one of the 23 committee members on CEDAR. But also Marion is a filmmaker, she's a lawyer, she's a poet, she does so many other things. And so she's also on our production team as a producer. And as I mentioned before, we have 2 more women that are coming from Eleuthera and Grand Bahama that we will also be interviewing in due course.
Excellent, excellent. And I heard that you guys had an all-female crew. So I love the fact that even just the way that this is going to be produced, video, audio, sound, it's all going to come across from women. And so that's incredibly exciting. Marion, what do you want people to take away from this film at the end of the day? What is the kind of hope that you are hoping that this will inspire?
Right. Well, I think what we'll see is a spectrum of women from different walks of life and different kinds of activities. And so I think these women are all very productive and also very constructive in the kinds of positions that they take on various things. And so I think what we want to take away is the fact that many of us are working really hard to make this happen. That's one. And 2, that there are ways that this community, we in the Bahamas, can really coalesce and come around these issues to change. I mean, we really do need to make some changes. And there are ways that we can reach a consensus and compromise and move forward for gender equality for women and girls. To be participants in public life and private life on an equal basis with men and boys.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Gina, you've got people excited now about this. When is it coming out? How do we follow the journey to when it comes out? How do we stay in contact?
So we've got a Facebook page and we're also on Twitter. I think the handle is Strength of a Woman Bahamas, at Strength of a Woman Bahamas. In addition to that, we're aiming for Independence Day. That holiday weekend would just be phenomenal to have it come out then. And I don't see any reason why we can't get it done then. But as I explained, we've got a few logistics to get around with, getting into Grand Bahama and also Eleuthera. And this may be a good time to say that we're open to accepting funding, some assistance with our funding as well. So yes, we're aiming for early July, hopefully sooner.
Excellent. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. And thank you for your work in this field. My daughter will reap the rewards of your work. And so I thank you for that.
And your son.
Indeed. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Bahamas at Sunrise kicks off the new year in style with a fashion series hosted by yours truly. It's Fashion with Cardell McClown, your guide through all the seasons, from challenges to interviews to fashion shows. We'll help you create your style, build your brand, and celebrate the best in Bahamian fashion. It's big, it's bold, it's Fashion with Cardell McClown.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Great show here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Always great to be out on location. It's just always a different vibe, a different type of energy. You have to come on out to the National Art Gallery this Easter. Fun, family, treats, history, culture, you name it, they got it.
Indeed, and it's so wonderful to be open again. You know, a year after COVID, with so many people still struggling to manage this, it's just good to be in a beautiful space where you can come and enjoy the art exhibits, and you can stop by anytime. They've got these beautiful gardens that we're standing in. Down below is the amphitheater. You know, come on by, eat lunch, enjoy the art. Yeah. It is ours to enjoy.
It's us. You know, I'm almost tempted to pick up these rocks and just start throwing, but
so the way it's set up. The rocks are art too.
The rocks are art too.
The rocks are art too. They've been set up
they
like
look
that.
Like they've been placed.
Yeah, they've been placed for art. So we're not going to let them do that. Sorry about the National Art Gallery. But we hope that you enjoyed the show. Have a very happy Easter, and we will see you on Friday.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye.